by a show of hands, how many members of the audience has eaten fast food chicken nuggets before? Well, the chicken used in making these nuggets is actually a pink paste created through a chemical process that causes an excess of bacteria. Because of the bacteria, the paste is then washed in ammonia and reflavored using even more chemicals. Now, I don't know about you, but that makes me lose my appetite. Not only are the ingredients unsettling, but the meals are bad for our health and for our loved ones' health. So, fast food is harmful to our bodies, and we need to stop eating from these places immediately. In order to understand why we need to eliminate fast food from our diets, we first need to understand what fast food really is and why it's so bad for our health. Fast food is prepared and dispensed quickly and sold at an affordable price, which makes it convenient for customers to buy. According to the Huffington Post, 8 out of 10 Americans eat fast food at least once a month. CBS News tells us that since the 1970s, the rate of obesity in children has doubled. Children often recognize the golden arches of McDonald's before they recognize their own name. And then about 1/4 of children's daily vegetable intake now comes from potato chips and French fries. According to the Palo Alto Medical Foundation, as a whole, kids between the ages of 6 and 14 consume fast food 157 million times every month. According to Fast Food Facts, preschoolers had seen 1,023 fast food ads in just 1 year. And data from the National Health and Nutrition Examination Survey found that from 2007 to 2010, adults on average consumed 11.3% of their daily calories just from fast food alone. The survey also found that adults' total daily calorie intake from fast food restaurants increased as body mass index increased. More than 1/3 of American adults are obese, and consistent consumption of fast food has been shown to correlate positively with weight gain. According to Natural News, meats from major fast food chains are not as simple as you'd like to think. Most add emulsifiers, preservatives, MSG, artificial colors, trans fats, and other hidden ingredients. Some of the food additives are actually chemicals that are only generally recognized as safe. So these additives are items that you would be able to find at a hardware store rather than a grocery store. You can find these chemicals through inedible objects such as low-tox antifreeze, play sand, soap, and silicone caulk. According to Newser.com, ammonium sulfate, which is used as a soil fertilizer, is often used in fast food bakery products. Silly putty plastic is used to keep fryer oil from sticking and foaming, and you'll find it in almost anything deep fried in fast food restaurants. A natural food dye is called carminic acid. And what carminic acid really is the dried and crushed bodies of female insects. So not only is it scary to know some of the gross components that fast food that we're putting into our bodies, but the potential risk from eating fast food is just as frightening. Demand Media explains that fast food has low nutritional value, it's high in fat, calorie, and sodium content, and the consumption of these foods can lead to a variety of health problems. A 2004 study found that eating fast food doubles your chance of developing insulin resistance, which heightens your risk of developing type 2 diabetes. Worldwide, the number of people living with diabetes has more than doubled since 1980. Fast food restaurants are linked to higher risk of cardiovascular problems as well. The researchers at the Institute of Clinical Evaluative Sciences found that people living in an area with high concentrations of fast food restaurants are 2.62 times more likely to end up in the hospital for coronary-related problems. Researchers at the University of South Australia also found that something similar. For each 10% increase in the density of fast food restaurants in an area, people are 1.39 times more likely to end up dying from cardiovascular related conditions. Demand media tells us that even after ruling out deaths, cardiovascular related illnesses are associated with fast food is associated with an increased risk of death. We're living in a world that is surrounded by fast food, and we willingly buy from these establishments even though we know it's not good for us to eat. What can we do to start making healthier choices? Well, the first thing that we need to do is to make an effort in order to step away from these convenient places and plan out our meals accordingly. Upwave.com explains that the best way of avoiding fast foods during lunch breaks is to get into the habit of packing your lunch. If your mornings are rushed, then pack your lunch the night before. Make sure that you have portable containers because they allow you to take leftover and snacks with you on the go. Also, try and make it a family policy to avoid dinners on the go. Be sure to go grocery shopping on your days off so that when you're out, you have healthy foods waiting for you at home, making the option to stop for fast food way less tempting. And always have healthy snacks just in case. FamiliesEatingBetter.com tells us that just because schedules often change last minute, storing easy-to-keep snacks like cereal bars in your car or in your bag can help fill you up until your next meal. So we've discussed what we can do to avoid the consumption of fast food. Now, how will this extra effort impact our lives? According to Demand Media, developing a new eating routine free from fast foods will have positive effects on our body. Fast foods and sweets provide a lot of calories in a small volume of food, so eliminating fast foods from our diet can result in healthy weight loss. According to an article in USA Today, a typical fast food meal contains somewhere around 836 calories. For a 2,000 calorie diet, that's 42% of our daily intake in just one meal. A 15-year study that was published in The Lancet also tells us that people who eat at fast food restaurants more than twice a week gained about 10 more pounds than someone who eats fast food less than once a week. By not eating fast food, you may also decrease your risk for heart disease and for stroke. A study published in the Annals of Neurology found that people who live in neighborhoods that are surrounded by fast foods are more at risk for stroke than for people who do not live close to fast food. A study published in Circulation found that someone who rarely eats fast food is 1.5 times less likely to suffer from heart disease than someone who eats it more than twice a week. According to fast food, avoiding fast food could also potentially be beneficial to your mental health. According to the Public Health Nutrition Study, people who consume the most fast foods are at higher risk of being diagnosed with depression than those who consume the least amounts of fast food. Now this brings us to a very important question. Once we've eliminated fast foods from our diets, what are some steps that we can take to ensure that we successfully keep fast food out of our lives? The first step that you can take to keep fast food out of your life is to no longer make the drive-thru an option. If you find yourself craving these greasy meals, stop and continue to educate yourselves on the unsettling ingredients that you could be potentially putting into your body. Once you're better educated, you can even educate those around you to not only help improve their health, but to have more support towards your healthy lifestyle change. We live fast-paced, hectic lives where we find it hard to step back and really pay attention to the foods that we are putting into our bodies. Even though fast food seems to be the more convenient choice and saves you money the day of your purchase, it's going to cost you in the long run. Making healthier choices now will impact you positively in the future.